All right, I'm getting the signal. I think this means that we're on the air. Is that what you're saying? Okay, now I got the thumbs up. We're playing charades here at Unity of Sacramento's International Spiritual Center. Sounds like two syllables. Hello, everybody. This is Rev Eric. We're just having a ball here. We had a few technical difficulties, which would have us a few minutes late, but we stood our ground. We know that we've put the time and the effort and the prayer work in to know that this broadcast was going to happen tonight, and here we are. Divine order, peace, and harmony. I want you to go and call your friend, call your Facebook friends, call your best buddy, call everybody to this broadcast because we are going to have a phenomenal night. We're going to ask some incredible questions that perhaps you have had the experience of and ask yourself, why does that happen? Well, we've got some of the answers tonight, and we talked about it this past Sunday, and we're going to dive even deeper into it this Thursday, tonight. And I'm going to do it. I have the pleasure of doing that with none other than Carla Ruiz. Carla Ruiz is in the house, y'all. How are you, Carla?
I'm amazing. Hi, everybody. How's it going? I'm so happy to be here.
I'm so glad to have you here. I mean, between you and David Cook, who was here with us last Thursday, I'm telling you, you're really holding it down. You're bringing your best, your A game. You're bringing your best, and I'm so grateful that you're letting your light shine with me.
Thank
tonight.
you. Ditto. Thank you so much.
Wonderful.
So much.
So we have some people that we are looking to see in our chat rooms, and when you come in, we're asking you to go ahead and sign in our chat room. Go ahead and let us know who you are and where you're coming from, all right? So that we can acknowledge you when we see you shining yourself. That's one of the ways that you can shine tonight. Let us know that you're in the house. Let us know you're in the chat room. Let us know that you're ready for the deeper dive. In fact, put that in the chat room. I'm ready for the deeper dive. Even if you weren't around for Sunday, don't worry, we got a great highlight that's going to get you up to date on what we discussed, and then we're going even further, all right? All right, we'll find out who's in the chat room in just a short moment.
No problem.
But let's not waste another minute because all eternity lies within it. Let's go into some prayer time. We've been already praying here just to make certain that we get this live stream out to you. But we're going to pray some more, amen? So let's take some time to pray and to center ourselves so that we can be ready to receive all the blessings that are going to come from tonight's live stream. Take a deep breath. I sense that you need to have a deep breath. Take it all in. And exhale. One more deep, cleansing breath. Just like the rain here in Sacramento. Let that breath cleanse your inner environment. Let it clear the clouds in your head. Anything that is clogging your brain activity. Anything that is keeping you away from thinking clearly and succinctly. Just blow the dust away. Blow the fog away. Feel the power and the presence and the clarity of God the good, omnipotent. That power that produces good in your life. That presence that is everywhere, evenly and completely. That knowingness that is seeking to inform you and reveal to you the best of you. Loving presence, we feel you. We sense you. We know we are one with you. And it's in that revelation that we find inspiration and the aspiration to grow, to unfold, to unfurl, to bear good fruit, to be our best selves. Bless each and every individual that is on this live stream and those that are on their way. May everyone be met with answers that allow us to go further, to move forward, to go higher, to go Christward. Oh, we receive it, God. We receive it, we receive it, we receive it. And know it to be so. So it is. And so we are. Amen. And namaste. I hope that helped to clear the day away. If you had a day like mine, then I know that worked well for you. I know you're always running about.
It was a day. It was a day.
Hopefully that worked for you.
But it did. It worked just fine. It worked just fine.
Wonderful, wonderful. I'm just checking to see if we have anybody in our chat rooms just yet.
Absolutely.
If so, just holler out and let them know.
Here, I want to say hi to John Jew. He's here. Welcome.
John.
He says, I am ready for the deeper dive. Right on.
That's fantastic.
Mardell, hi Revi, and Carla. Hi Mardell, we miss you, hon.
Hey Mardell, good to see you. Good to see you.
That's who's hanging out with us.
Wonderful, wonderful. Well, as more come on, we will shout you out. We want to recognize you and let you know that your presence is felt. Hang with us. This is going to be a wonderfully challenging deeper dive, because we got to look at ourselves on this one. And I have a good 7 to 8 minute highlight for you that I think will really get you up to date if you didn't get a chance to see our Sunday service. And if you were here or you did get to see it on the live stream, it will refresh you and it will bring back up those things that we're working to resolve. And so, and I believe it's Rev Kev who used to say that you can't do anything without something that you don't recognize is present. You can't do anything about it unless you first acknowledge it. And so we're acknowledging these things that come up for us as we are on our spiritual path, while we are on our spiritual journey, so that we can address them and continue forward with God's velocity, with God's speed. And so these next few moments, I want you to sit down and I want you to really hear what's being said. And listen, Carla, I took my time on this. I want you to know.
I know.
I
When
said,
I watched it again, I know you did. I know
yes.
you did.
I didn't want to ramble this through so that anyone could get away from what it was that they were experiencing or feeling. So I really made certain that I would take my time and go through this occurrence that happens to most people who are on a spiritual path. Oftentimes we think it's just happening to us. That's one thing.
Correct.
You know, we think that, hey, why is this happening to me? Well,
exactly.
as you talk with people, and this is one of the reasons why we're on the deeper dive, as you speak to people, which we often don't do because we're ashamed that
you
everybody...
think you're the only one.
Yes, and we see everybody else is abundantly blessed and prospering and all of those things, and they're smiling and laughing and enjoying the goodness and the graciousness of God, and here you are.
Yeah, true. How come I'm not having that happen? Yes.
Yes. And so we want people to know that this is something that occurs often. It's not unusual. It's not something to be ashamed of.
Correct.
It's not a stigma. It's not something that happens only to you. Right. It's something that is a part of a process. And once we understand that, hey, this is a process, then we come from it from a whole different light, a whole different way. We say to ourselves, oh, okay, I knew you were coming.
Right, that part.
And I'm ready for you.
Yes. And without that discussion, without the topic, you wouldn't know. You and I had that discussion years ago when I first started learning and growing. Yes. And you are the one that talked to me about chemicalization.
Yes.
I'll never forget it. It's been a long day. But had we not had the discussion about chemicalization, I wouldn't have recognized it.
Yes.
I wouldn't have recognized it, and I wouldn't have been able to go, wait, this is supposed to be happening. This is something that happens in the path, in the journey, had we not had that discussion. So I'm really excited that we had this topic Sunday.
I am too.
Really?
It's one that's long overdue. I'm going to check with my AV to see if we've got it yet. If not, then we'll describe it. I'll describe it right here, right now. And it looks like that they're not ready for it yet. If they do get it up within the next 5 minutes, then we'll see it, we'll watch it. But if not, we'll just talk about it because it's still going to be strong, even if we talk about it. You will get, you'll be able to see where this pertains to you. And so let's look at what happens to that person who lets their light shine. What happens to that individual who decides, you know what? I love what I see here. This is an example because I gave the example of someone who has been not having their best life, not being their best selves, and then they walk through the doors of Unity of Sacramento, like you did several years ago.
Absolutely. I'm smiling because I have your entire clip right here in my words.
Oh wow, perfect. Stand by. We might be able to share a little bit of that. And so you walk through these doors, you come into our sanctuary, you listen to a lesson, a talk topic, you listen to a lesson sermon, and you feel the love that is all around, and it feels like I found my tribe. It feels like I'm at home. It feels like I'm at peace. I finally found you. Where have you been all my life? I can't tell you how many people have walked through the doors and said, hallelujah.
Yes.
They're singing my song.
Yes.
They're walking
Yes.
my walk.
Yep.
We're on the same beat of the drum.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, they're saying that they are home. And so they get more involved, and suddenly all sorts of luminosity occurs. They just light up. They are not the same. They are transformed by the renewal of their minds. They are, and you can see it. You can see it in their eyes. You can see it in their faces. They're glowing. You know, it's like Moses off the mountain, just shining from head to toe. And yet their friends, their family members, their loved ones, their neighbors, their co-workers, all see it too. And then this happens. What's going on with you? And you tell them what you've discovered, not just Unity of Sacramento, but what you discovered about yourself that has unlocked some things that allowing you more freedom, more spiritual mobility. You don't feel bound. You don't feel like you're in chains anymore. You're feeling light. You're feeling fluffy and loving and fuzzy and all those good things. And then all of a sudden, you get shade thrown at you.
Yep.
Is that unity down the way? Somebody told me that's and you get called the C word. What's the C word, Carla?
I don't know which one you're talking about.
They say that it's a cult. Oh.
I was thinking church. I'm like, which C word is he talking about?
That's not a church. That's a cult. And then someone else might say, they don't believe in Jesus there. And another person might say, I heard that somebody went there and their lives fell apart. You better watch that. Not knowing anything. They haven't been here themselves.
Correct. Right.
Yes?
Yeah.
All right. So let's watch a little bit of this, and then we're going to come back, and then we're going to share with you why this blowback happens. Let's watch. About your shine. Some will feel that you are purposely shining your light in their face, showing them up, or exposing their faults and their weaknesses. When all you're doing is being your best and highest self to the glory of God and for the betterment of all. Then there are others who simply like being in the dark. They like it there. Who knows a few people, don't point, but who knows some people that like it in the dark? Even if the darkness is unpleasant, they have grown accustomed to the darkness and have found ways to navigate it, have found ways to manage in the dark. You can't tell them nothing. Sometimes it's the way that mama did it and the way that daddy did it and the way that grandmama and granddaddy did it. And dag nabbit, it's my way too. Don't raise your hands on this, but just nod politely if you know what I'm talking about. In fact, some will even throw something at you. Going back to the bedroom. Some people will throw something at you if you shine that light. They'll throw something at you if you come up in their crawl space. Talking about, I got this light of mine that I'm going to let it shine. Better get out of here with that light. And perhaps this is one of the reasons why this series is entitled The Courage to Shine. Because I didn't expect somebody to come and throw something at me just because I'm shining my light. I didn't expect somebody to attack me just because I want to do some good in the world. I did not know that this was going to blow up like this, and I was going to get some blowback. So today I want to speak on the topic, the blessings and the blowback. Will that help somebody today? Today I want to help us understand the challenge we might face when exhibiting the courage to shine. One of the experiences people often have when they find unity, when they find this place, when they're here for the first time. And you can nod your head on this as well, or make some comments in the chat room if this is something you've experienced. Is this overwhelming sense of joy and rejuvenation. It's almost like an exhale, like I found my home. I found the truth. I found my place. I found my tribe. And then you begin practicing the principles that we espouse here, and before long, the light in your life returns. Anybody know what I'm talking about? It could not have come at a greater moment. It could not have come at a better time than this. I was lost, but now I found you. I was blind and getting ready to step off the curb on Highway 50. But then I heard the music, and I went in a different direction. I was about to give up hope. And then you came into my life. The light in our lives return, and then suddenly you're shining. And people see it. You're happier, you're healthier, you look good, and you belong, and you are appreciated for who you are. And you think that people would be happy for you. Come on, someone say amen. I'm just being blunt with you. I'm just trying to be real about this, because I don't want anybody thinking that everything is going to be fine and dandy once your light shines. You think people would be happy for you, but many people aren't. Just as you are experiencing and exhibiting light in your life, here comes someone throwing shade into the mix. You're met with doubt, ridicule, jest, questioning, and sometimes humiliation. And this is from the people that were closest to you. Family members, co-workers, friends. Am I on your block this morning? Am I in your driveway? Perhaps the blowback isn't from people. So I don't want you to think that it's just people like this. But perhaps it's from that part of yourself that has struggled through life. Just as life is getting good, you're met with a situation that would have you stay right where you were. Lonely, broke, depressed, confused, ill, stressed. Took 2 steps forward and 1 step back. What is that? And why does it happen? Especially when all you want is for your light to shine. Oh, wow. Wow. Was I on somebody's block? Was I in your neighborhood with that? What do you think?
Yes, absolutely.
Did that describe it?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. Have you had that experience before?
I have. And when you talk about your own, it may not be people. Mm-hmm. It may be something that's happening in you. And what you said hit me, not only on Sunday, but here. You go back to what you were or what you were comfortable with, mm-hmm. or where you settled, mm-hmm. because that's what you've known. When you shine that light, when you get into that knowing and you're learning your truth, that piece of you that you've always had, that part. And you mentioned on Sunday, that's when it's getting agitated. It doesn't. It either doesn't want to be there or it doesn't want you to leave. Mm-hmm. Yeah. You know, it reminds me of like I don't know. I have this commercial in my brain, and so to me that part of it, I've had a lot of different types of things like that happen to me, but the single piece, the internal piece, yes, that has happened. And it's very challenging. It's very challenging. First of all, let's go ahead and acknowledge those that have come on since we first started. We've got some more.
And then we're going to see if anybody else in the chat room has experienced that. If you've experienced something like this, be it other people giving you blowback or something inside of yourself blowing back at you, and you feeling some kind of resistance, yes, that would be a great word for it. Yes. You know you're going in the right direction, but the resistance that you're met with is almost unbearable. If you've had that experience, just say me too, Rev.
Yes.
Me too. Who do we have in the chat room today?
Well, Ramona joined us. Hi, Ramona.
Hey, Ramona, how are you? Good to see you again.
Wendy Moore is here. She's one of my best friends
really?
for 40 years. Yes.
Oh my goodness.
She's watching. Mwah. Love you,
Wendy, welcome, welcome, welcome. When you're here, you're home.
Yes, yes.
Who
That's
else
what
do
she
we have?
said. She said, you were in my home and me too, Rev. I get it.
If I was in your home tonight, can you fix me a sandwich? Come on, let's spill the tea together. Let's just have some time together to talk about it.
I love it.
And figure out what that is.
Love it.
Yes,
Love
yes.
it. Love it.
Same with Margie. Margie McCutcheon is
Hi,
here
Margie.
tonight. Hey,
Awesome.
Margie, your presence is felt. And then Anita Ross is here. So
Hello,
glad to
Miss
have
Anita.
you, Anita.
We love you.
Appreciate you. Appreciate you. All right. Oh, wait. We got more. Carol Scribner. Carol Scribner is in the house.
Hi, Carol.
How are you, Carol? Oh my goodness, they're just coming by leaps and bounds. Keep coming. Call your friends. We've got something great to talk about tonight. All right. So what is that? That's the question that we
That's what I wanna know.
talking, right? We're talking
Yes.
about what is that blowback? What is that resistance that is going on? And quite simply, we call it, and you mentioned it before, we call it in the unity circles, chemicalization. Now, what is chemicalization? Now, you might remember this from, I don't know, ninth grade science class.
I could be in the lab.
Were you in the lab when you put the goggles on and you were experimenting with baking soda and vinegar, and you put the two together and you caught this reaction, this all of a sudden it just goes over? Or perhaps it was the volcano that was being prepared for the science fair.
Right.
Maybe that was it, or the STEM research, as they call it STEM
Yep.
now. And so, and all of a sudden there you put something together and you get this eruption of a reaction. And that eruption is the blowback that we're speaking of, only it's not in the science class, it's not in the volcano project, it's in ourselves. It's in ourselves, it's happening from a spiritual perspective. Now, what's going on when that happens? It's quite simple. Your old self, that self that was lonely, that self that was depressed, that self that wasn't knowing which way to go, and that self that you settled with,
Yes.
that self that wasn't your best self, has met with a higher self.
Yes.
And here's the thing, because you settled there, because you made it work, you managed to make it work out, that part of you became your comfort zone. It was the temple of your familiar. And then what happens is that you introduced, in our example, Unity of Sacramento.
Exactly.
But you introduced something that was higher and greater and that would serve you better. And as a result, you get kickback, you get blowback, you get resistance in those areas of your life that are threatened by the change. Now, here's some good news. I'm going to share just a little bit of good news about that. Just a little bit. I don't want to go too much into the good news. I really want to stay right here and explain what's going on first. And then next Sunday, we'll talk about how to address it. But I got to give you a little good news because I'm an optimist.
I'm an optimist
Okay?
too.
I just gravitate to the good news, okay? Maybe that's why I'm a preacher, because the good news is all over me. But this is the good news about that. And the good news, the best way I can explain the good news is with an old movie that perhaps you've seen. If not, you can go on Hulu, you can go on Peacock, you can go somewhere like on Netflix and find it. Do you remember the Karate Kid?
Oh, you are aging me.
Now, there have been several other Karate Kids now, so I don't have to age you, right? I don't have to age you because there was one with Will Smith's son, I
Yes,
think, was
that's
in
true.
one of them.
Yes,
and
that
and
is
then
true.
there were a couple of sequels, right? Okay, but
I'll let
but,
you off
but
the
I'm,
hook. I'll
I'm
let
gonna-
you off the hook.
Okay, so I don't have. You can say, yeah, I remember that one, but now I'm about to age you. Go back to the original one, okay, the first one, because there was a scene in that first one that was so powerful. It was the scene where the Karate Kid, decided that he wanted to commit himself to learning karate. Do you remember that?
I do.
And so he goes to this karate master, and the karate master kind of looks at him and say, okay, and throws some towels with him. And he said, what's this? And he said, no, they're towels. And then he said, come, walk with me. He goes with them to the garage, and he's got all these beautiful cars, right? These historic, authentic cars. And he gives him some wax, and he says, wax my cars. And so he said, okay, I'm happy to help out. I'll wax those cars for you. No, don't just wax the cars. There's a way you have to wax. You gotta go with the grain. Anybody that love cars, and I'm from Detroit, I love cars. I'm from the Motor City, y'all. And say hey to the Motor City if there's anybody that likes the Motown. Anyway, you got to wax correctly. You got to wax with the grain of the shine, right? Okay, there's a shine that comes when you are waxing the cars. We're talking about the courage to shine, right?
Okay, yep.
There's a shine that comes when you're waxing the cars. But you have to wax it right. And so he shows them how to wax it right. He says, this is wax on with this hand only. And he shows them how to do it. Just wax on all the way through the cars, just like that. And then when it's time for the wax to go off, you don't use the same hand. You got to go with your other hand and wax it off that way.
Yep.
Right? Got to wax it off this way. Oh, I know some of you are remembering this scene right now already. Don't say I'm the only old school.
All I keep hearing is wax on, wax off.
Wax on, wax off. Wax on, wax off. And this guy was doing that for weeks. The Karate Kid was doing that for weeks on end until he just blew up and gave some blowback. Do you remember the blowback? He was like, I thought I was supposed to be learning karate. I'm tired of waxing your cars. He threw the wax cloths all over the place and had a tantrum. He was feeling the blowback.
Right.
And then the master said, wax on. He said, huh? And he said, wax on. And he threw a punch. And just automatically, he blocked the punch with the wax on move.
Yep.
You remember that? Do you remember that, Chris? You remember? Oh, you too young, Chris. Do you remember that, Marche?
I remember.
Yeah, Marche said, yeah. But do you remember that? Tyrone going,
See,
yeah.
Tyrone saying, yeah.
Tyrone
there
is
we
in
go.
the booth
You're
going.
with us, Tyrone. Right on. Look at it. I love it.
And then he threw another punch. He said, wax off. Boom. And before the punch could reach him, he threw up the block. Little did he know that what he thought was blowback.
Oh, wow. Wow. I just got it.
Something to strengthen his shine. Oh!
Yeah. Wow.
Touchdown.
Yeah.
Okay?
Yeah.
Okay, if you're in your living room, just wiggle your legs
Touchdown
a little
dance.
bit and do a touchdown
Rebby's
dance,
doing a
because I know
touchdown dance.
somebody's light just lit up.
Man.
Oh,
Wow.
my goodness. Oh, my goodness. But what is the blowback? What is the blowback? It is simply resistance that comes when you introduce the light. Okay, remember
Talking about the
we talked about the bedroom scene.
yes, the squinting.
The squinting.
Absolutely.
Yes.
Yeah.
All it is a little squint for
Yep.
your life. It's
Yep.
just a little squint going on because something in you has been asleep for so long that it takes a little time for it to wake up.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I got this little meme, this little, what do you call it, memoji?
Mm-hmm.
You might have seen it. I have this memoji. And
Emoji.
a
Oh, a
memoji.
memoji? A eumoji.
Yes,
Okay, got it.
memoji. I have a memoji. It's actually my face.
Okay.
Okay, in an animated kind of icon, an avatar.
Mm-hmm.
And it has me in a bathrobe and with a mallet in one hand and my coffee in the other, and an alarm clock broken into bits on the floor.
That's funny.
and it says, "Good morning." Okay, that's what the blowback is. The blowback is the resistance to waking up to your highest self.
Got it.
Okay?
Yes.
You got the coffee there to help out a little bit, but the truth of the matter is you're still a little cranky. Something is still squinting. You're still squinting a little bit. You haven't quite gotten accustomed or adjusted to the light. Right?
Right.
So that's what the blowback is that's going on in ourselves personally. Now, you ready to go a little bit deeper on that?
Yes.
Okay.
I
Or do you have
just,
some?
well,
go-
for
talk to me.
time-wise,
Talk
I'm
to me.
looking at time.
Mhm.
I definitely want us to talk about if and when my light shines to the point of publicly, and
Okay.
we can talk about the
Yes.
the outside,
Mhm.
the first, second, third, fourth. So we don't want to
Yes.
forget to talk about
Don't
that.
want to forget that. And
Okay.
we got 8 minutes. We got 8 minutes, right? We can do that in 8 minutes. Okay, so we'll definitely get to
Got
that.
it.
I promise.
Yes, but talking
we'll-
about the personal part.
But
go
the
for
personal part is so important. Why is it so important? Because it's a microcosm of the macrocosm.
it. Yes.
And so first, we always, in unity and as a metaphysician, as a student of truth, all the truth that we really need to know is happening right here, right at ground zero, y'all, right here with you and me, right within ourselves. You really don't have to look any further, because if you can get this figured out, if you can get this right here,
Yes.
this right here,
Yes.
if you can go ahead and just, pump your, if you can get this shining, if you can get this figured out, the stuff that's going on outside of you can't touch you.
Yes.
Why? Because you will learn how to shine from the inside out and become a victor. And that is there's new words. See, I used to call it a victor, but I'm going to call it an influencer.
Okay.
New word,
Yes,
right? That's
there
a
we go.
21st century word.
There you go.
You can be an influencer in your own world. So
Say that again.
powerful.
Say that again.
An influencer of your own world. In other words, you come into a realization of how what you do, the faith you have, impacts the world you manifest.
Yes.
Your world. Say, "This is my world." Put it in the chat room. This is my world. Because it is. Do you get the difference between your world, your experiences, your world of experiences, your body of affairs, and something else? Now, they all intersect, right? And create this one human race awareness, this one human race consciousness and experience, yes? And then getting ready to get into that, that's my segue. But if you start with your world, it will not only change how you navigate the world, not only change how you experience life, but the influence you have on your own life will bleed into, will pour into, will create so much luminosity that it goes into the cracks
Yes.
of other people's lives. And all of a sudden, now I'll go back to victim and victor. You will find yourself victorious as opposed to someone doing something to you. Someone always doing something to me. As soon as I try to let my light shine, then all of a sudden I get this blowback and then I'm back at square one. Well, that's somebody else doing it to you. Okay? I don't like it when other people do it to me.
And I learned the biggest part of that is that ain't none of me.
That's not, yes. Yes.
That's not a reflection of me.
Yes, that's not the truth.
No.
No, that's not the truth.
It's not the truth. And that took me a long time to really grasp that. All this other stuff, I'm all this.
Yes.
I'm not all
Yes.
that.
Greater is he that is in me than he that is in the world. That's scripture, y'all.
Yes, exactly.
If what that is simply saying ain't about a he or she or an it or they. It is simply saying that there is a power within you that is greater than any power that is outside of you.
Period.
If there's no enemy within you, the enemy outside of you can do you no harm. And so we're really working on understanding ourselves so that we can more fully understand how we can be a force for good in the whole world.
Yes.
And be that influencer, be that victorious one that is not only enough, but also someone that light is shining so brightly it gives permission to others to do the same.
Exactly.
But before you get to that, you're going to see that same kind of resistance from time to time in society. And that's where we talked about first, second, and third
force. Yes.
How did you like that? What did you get from
I
that?
liked it a lot, actually. The biggest part was when we're talking about the status quo, the thesis. How often do we want to do something amazing, but it's different, it's change, it's mind-blowing. And the cool thing is we do that kind of stuff here all the time, but we're in a room full of like-minded people, so change is we're like, yay, change. We really embrace it. We love it.
Right.
When you're in outer areas and there's the outside world or other status quo communities,
Yes.
and somehow you're messing with their flow or their apple cart, they're like, we can't. We just got to stay right here. We don't want to improve. We don't want to get worse. We are happy right here.
Right here. And you will see there are reasons why people want to be that way. Sometimes they want to be that way because you're putting a big question in front of them. Yes, they see that you're letting your light shine, but the question that is not, it's the big elephant in the room that's not being said when you're letting your light shine. And that is, well, what does that mean about me?
That part.
How does that make me look?
Yeah.
How does that make me feel? Here you are, not struggling. Here you are going over every hurdle that's in front of you. Here you are shining your light for all to see. And here's little old me, still at the same level that I was yesterday. And that's not a good feeling for some people who don't understand that the same light that's in us can be the same light that's in them.
That part.
Yeah, that part.
That part.
That part. So that's happening.
Yeah.
And then there's some that are stuck in tradition.
Yes.
Like
you talkot about, mama
did it, daddy did it.
I grew up in this. This
Aunt
is just.
Mamie did it.
Did I ever tell you about the pot roast story? it has to do with tradition.
Yes.
Daughter calls mom. Hey, Mom, I'm getting ready to make a pot roast. And I cut the ends off the roast before I put it in the pot. And my daughter asked me why I did it. And I told her, I don't know. Grandma always did it. So, Mom, why did you cut the ends off the pot roast? And she said, my mom always did it. Let's call Grandma, your great-grandma. So they call great-grandma and they ask great-grandma, Grandma, why'd you always cut the ends off the pot roast? And she said, because my pan was too small.
And we thought that we made that into a thing.
It was a thing.
It was a thing.
Now, 3 generations down, they're cutting the ends off the pot roast. Wasting all that good meat just because their pot is plenty big enough.
See, now that'll preach. That might preach this coming Sunday. I'm just here to say.
Don't you dare.
Okay? Don't waste your good meat.
Don't waste your good pot roast. Come on now. But that's that, and it's just because Grandma was okay, Mom was okay, I'm okay, but daughter's okay. Why not continue the same traditions? They're not hurting anybody. They're doing us well. We're good right here, right where we're at. So if you bring ideas to me that get in that gut of difference, your beliefs are challenging what I've always known.
Yes, and there it is again. Watch this. So what was wrong with the way I made my pot roast?
Exactly. Yeah.
Nothing.
Yeah.
I just prefer it this way.
Yeah.
And I think it can do a lot of good in the world. All right.
I just add a little bit more spice to my pot roast.
I love it. I love it.
Yeah.
Great story.
Yeah.
Great story. Then there's this. You got people who want to remain the same, and then you also have people who always want to go back to the way things used to be.
Yes.
That's another aspect of this.
Why can't
this
we
resistance.
This? Yeah.
Can't we just go back to the way it used to be? If you are now, how do you know if you're in that club? If you are a member of the Bring Back the 8-track tape club, guess what? You're in that group. That's you right there. Okay, all day long. Okay, hopefully. Say, I'm not in that club, Rev. I'm not in that club. All right, so you have this thesis, you have the status quo, and the status quo can get very cranky when you're messing with the way that they have it. And the way that, notice how I put it, the way they have it. Meaning that this is the way that they've only seen it to be. It's the way that they got a reason, they got a belief that this is the way it ought to be. And no other competing way
Correct.
is right.
Right.
You get me? So you got that. That's what we call the thesis. That's the first force. And then here you come. Here you come with all your shining light, with all your brilliant ideas, with all of the things that you want to be and do and have in the world, with all your wonderful dreams, and they catch wind of it, and as a result, you catch hell.
Wow. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
All right?
Yep.
Now, but there's a third force, and that third force is what we call synthesis.
This is the best. I love this.
And synthesis means that the old and the new clash in some way, shape, or form. Some way, shape, or form. Doesn't have to be a physical clash, but it's a clash of ideas that when the bubbles and the dust and the agitation settles, something new emerges. But it only emerges if there is a spiritual confrontation. Go back to the Karate Kid. Wax on, wax off. That's a symbol of doing it the way it always has been. always has been the wax on and the wax off. And the fact that those were antique cars speaks to the old way of things.
Yes.
Yes? And then there was a confrontation. I don't want to do it that way anymore. But then we have a value of the old and a value with the new that emerges out of this process.
Yes.
First, second, and third.
Yes.
Out of the first and the second emerges a third. Wax on. Now you got what you need to block the blowback. Wax off. Now you got what you need to block the blowback. Oh, we're going to get into this more this coming Sunday because there are other things that you can do to address the blowback. And that's why we're going to talk about how to rise and shine above the blowback. Are you ready for this?
I can't wait. I really can't. I'm excited. I really am.
Oh,
I really
gosh.
am. I feel very attached to this topic. So yes, I'm very excited.
It's something that I'm so happy that we get to address. And shout outs to Bishop Yvette Flunder and Bishop Carlton Pearson, who are prime examples of how to overcome, of the blowback and how to overcome it. And we're going to get into that this Sunday like we've never gotten into it before. You want to be here for this, okay? If you can do it, if you can bring yourself to the campus this Sunday and be a part of this beautiful community in our fantastic sanctuary, then you want to do it this Sunday and actually every Sunday.
Every Sunday.
Don't miss church.
Yeah,
y'all.
don't miss
Don't
church.
miss church, okay? but if you can't do that, if you're still a little leery about where we are in this pandemic, if you want to make certain that you're safe and social distance and things of that nature, and you need to stay where you are, and watch on the live stream, then watch on the live stream. And bring people in so that they can get this good stuff and have their lives turn out like never before.
Absolutely.
This is going to be fantastic. And after this Sunday coming up, here comes Bishop Carlton Pearson to put an exclamation point on this teaching. See, I'm not called the dean for just nothing now. I know what I'm doing. I'm setting you up. This is a setup for a blessing in your life. Amen?
Amen.
Wow.
I can't wait.
Did we do the thing
I
tonight?
think we did the thing.
Okay,
I really do.
I think we did the thing too.
I can't wait till this weekend.
If we did the
weekend.
yes, if we did the thing, just put in the chat room. Y'all did the thing. I got it. Y'all did the thing. All right? If you understand the blowback now, and I had to put a little blessing, actually, and I needed to do that because the topic was entitled The Blessings and the Blowback. And so now you know a little bit more about what the blessing is around the blowback. It's not just on the front end, it is also in the blowback itself.
Yes.
Yes, we're going to deeply dive into this on Sunday and even deeper next Thursday as well. Is it time to take some tithes and offerings?
I think so. And while you do that, and while they're playing, we'll take a look. You want to say hi to everybody really quick before we do that? Okay, cool.
Do that.
Who do you have over there?
Who do I have? I have Julie Lorenz Justice. Julie! I'm so glad Julie is from Montana.
Oh, wow.
Wow.
Awesome. Welcome, Julie.
Hey, Julie. So glad you're with us, and we look forward to seeing you here soon. I know you're coming soon. God bless you for being on the Deeper Dive tonight. Who do you have?
Well, I think I mentioned Ramona earlier.
Yes.
I hope if I didn't, I wanted to make sure I did. And then I know Tyrone. Thank you, Tyrone. He said y'all did the thing. So hey, I'm good with that.
Fantastic.
And John, John said the same thing. Y'all
All
doing
right,
the thing.
John.
All right.
All right,
Deb
John.
Garcia, my girl. Y'all doing the thing.
All
So
right.
there we go. There we go.
Fantastic.
Then we did it. We did our part.
Awesome. Awesome. So here we are again. Perhaps you are accustomed. Perhaps you are used to giving just a certain amount after you've been blessed like this, after you've been inspired like this. Maybe your certain amount is whatever it is. Whatever it is. But what if you introduced something new? What might be possible? What if you gave an increase tonight? An increase of $5, an increase of $10, an increase of $22, an increase of $44? What if you doubled or even tripled what you normally give? What would you be putting into the universe? And how might it bless you, come back to bless you? I'm just putting that out there because there is a tremendous opportunity. An opportunity to not only bless yourself, but to bless others with the way that you give tonight. We are blessed to know so many phenomenal teachers in the New Thought movement and have them present for you for lessons such as The Courage to Shine, a series that's going to go all the way into 2023 with people. Well, we're going to show you the people in a few minutes and who's coming. But imagine what more we can do if we have the substance to touch lives all around the world, beyond our shores. To touch lives in Australia, which happened last Thursday. To touch lives in Montana, which is happening this Thursday. To touch lives in Tanzania, which happened earlier this year. To touch lives in Peru and in Ireland and in Great Britain, which has all happened before. And to continue to touch lives around the world with a message like this that gives people permission to shine. That's what's at stake here. Your gift, and it is a gift, your generosity will not only help us to keep the lights on and to keep making improvements here on this campus, this beautiful campus that, quite frankly, is underutilized right now. It'll help us to fully utilize this 27,500 square feet of space that we've been blessed with. Can you imagine what would happen if we would have every single room on this campus filled to capacity, teaching, preaching, learning, growing? That's the vision that we have. Helping people to find out who they are and whose they are so that then they can let their light shine and they can go out to where God has sent them for the purpose they've come here for, to bless others, to be answered prayer. That's what's at stake. That's what the opportunity lies, that with right now, right in this moment. And there are wonderful ways, easy ways to give to this wonderful ministry. And here are a few of them right now. Website at www.unityofsacramento.com. Right there at the top of the front page, you will see a donation button. Click there to visit our safe and secure Push Pay portal. Another easy way to give is through our Unity of Sacramento app. Download the app on your smartphone or tablet, and on the front page, look toward the bottom of the page for your giving heart, which will also take you to our Push Pay portal. You can also write us. Send your letters to Unity of Sacramento, 9249 Folsom Boulevard, Sacramento, California, 95826. So many people are shopping online, and if that's what you like to do, then support us through Amazon Smile. Visit smile.amazon.com and designate Unity of Sacramento as your charity of choice. You will automatically be making a contribution to our beloved community. And of course, you can always make your donation by using Venmo or Cash App, as seen on your screen. I always love to give through my app. We have an app for that. It's the Unity of Sacramento app. You can go to your smartphone store, be it Apple or Android, and download our app and then look for the giving heart. And that's where you can create your own account. You can even do a recurring gift, something that keeps on giving because you keep on getting blessed by it. And you can make certain that it happens, that your gift is given when you want to give it. You can schedule it, and it's easy. You set it, and you forget it. And now let's just take a moment to bless your tithes, your offerings, your gifts unto God, knowing that it's going to something holy and good, knowing that you will be blessed 100-fold or more. We have a saying, we have a prayer that we love to use that says, divine love in and through you and me blesses and multiplies all that we are, all that we have, all that we give, and all that we receive. And so it is. Amen. I hope you felt that. I feel it, because if you don't feel it, then you don't have the blessing yet. You gotta feel it. You gotta feel it.
That's right.
All right. So I hope you feel that. Know it's so, and so it is. Amen. Do we have 2 minutes?
Yes.
If we have 2 minutes, don't go away just yet. 2 more minutes, and we're going to show you who's coming to Unity of Sacramento for the next several months in this brief but powerful promotion.
Yes.
Let's watch.
You may have heard that Rev Kev is busy sharpening his skills at Harvard, but he's not the only one going back to school. He's called forth an exciting lineup of his super friends to present a new masterclass at least once a month in this new Sunday speaker series. Presenting The Courage to Shine, teaching and preaching about what love looks like in public. Let's meet the faculty for this not-to-be-missed series. Kicking off our series will be First Lady Anita Ross on August 21st, 2022. Followed by Bishop Yvette A. Flunder, September 4th, 2022, from City of Refuge, United Church of Christ. Next, we will be joined by Bishop Carlton Pearson on October 2nd, 2022. On October 23rd, 2022, we will welcome Derica Blackman to our campus. Rabbi Seth Castleman is coming to speak on November 6th, 2022. From the Davis Community Church, we will welcome Reverend Dr. Mary Westfall on December 4th, 2022. And for 2 extra special services, we will be joined by our very own Rev Kev to kick off the new year on January 1st, 2023 and April 2nd, 2023. Reverend Dr. Deborah Johnson will be joining us from Inner Light Ministries on February 5th, 2023. And on March 5th, we will be joined by Dr. Masia Evans with First United Methodist Church in Roseville. Are you feeling a little bit nervous about getting back to school? Not to worry, because our senior associate minister, Reverend Eric Ovid Donaldson, is at the helm and will serve as the dean. Please make sure to join us for this unique chance to hear a variety of powerful guest speakers teach and preach on what love looks like in public. You won't want to miss this.
Wow, we have bishops, doctors, rabbis, teachers, preachers, and a dean, all in this wonderful masterclass series we call The Courage to Shine. I'm just so
amazing.
happy that we have set this up. It's going to bless so many people.
Absolutely. And
Yes.
Dean Donaldson, you are rocking it.
Bless you, Carla. It's good to rock it with you. Okay. I gotta say this and then we're gonna say good night. It seemed like half of Unity went to support one of our singers at a concert, and he does phenomenal tributes to Prince and Michael Jackson. So we've been singing
Yes.
these songs for the last few weeks. And these
Just
titles
right,
seem to
jump right in.
slip right into our conversation. So
We
we're
have fun
laughing
here.
about
We
that.
have fun here. We
Yes,
can't help
do.
it.
Yes, we do. But that's all we have for today.
Thank you.
Carla, thank you
Thank
so
you so
much
much.
for the richness that you provided with this deeper dive. And may the light of God surround you. May the love of God enfold you. May the power of God protect you. And the presence of God is watching over you. Wherever you are, know that God is, and all is well. Peace and blessings, and bye for now.